Hi, Saeed here from Said with Courage. I am coming at you from another janky ass Zoom meeting recording so that I can share my screen. And let's see, how do I do that? Share screen. Cool. So I write about suicide production. Sorry, suicide production. Um, Suicide protection. And yeah, I work in suicide protection. I write about it. I'm trying to basically spread the skill set of saving people's lives as best as I can. So I write about it. I make content about it, all sorts of stuff. Today, I am working in public. This is Notion, by the way, for anyone who's curious. Today, I'm working in public because it helps keep me accountable. And maybe there's even a single one other person out there who would appreciate watching the work. So I'm going to write an atomic essay, I should say, and then I'm going to film it. Right. So if I just go back over to this page now, you don't need to worry about like all this kind of stuff. This is just my kind of personal dashboard, I guess, where I do my work. Lately, these are the ones that I'm working on. So I'll rename that one so that it reflects reality. Help people decide what's best for them. Which one am I looking for? And then yeah, help people decide what's best for them. Part one, therapy styles. Cool. So the headline is super important. Help people decide what's best for them. Part one, therapy styles, because that's what's going to get people to read it or not. And I spent heaps of time on this one, like a crazy amount of time, just figuring out what I wanted to call this little series. So this will be part four, and each is kind of connected to the last. So part one, part two, part three here. By the way, this is called type share, this thing here. And I'll go into it in another place, but it's really cool, basically. So yeah, so this one, help people decide what's best for them. Part three here, the needs. Now this is what the essay looks like when it's finished. This really pretty photograph that's super easy to share. You can share it to Twitter or wherever you want. So I've been writing online on Twitter for this past month and just loving it, honestly. Just really loving building my whole content creation around the single act of writing these essays, these atomic essays. So here, this is what I want to read. Now I have a simple, powerful reframe I use to find whether people really want a referral or not. More about this in the next essay. Cool. So whether people really want, so asking, well, that's probably what it's going to be, asking well. Help people decide what's best for them. Part four, asking well. Awesome. Yeah. And it's a little bit messy, but that's fine. It'll do for now. So when writing an atomic essay, I think this video might be about an hour and a half is usually how much I give myself to write. And there are other jobs included. So, you know, editing, publishing, even just responding and engaging to other people if anyone kind of retweets it or that kind of stuff, or comments or that kind of thing. All of that is sort of part of the same thing as writing. You know, it's like it all fulfills the same purpose, right? Which is in the end just trying to get these skills into people's hands. So so I kind of separate the jobs, and we'll probably spend about maybe 45 minutes writing one atomic essay, which is pretty crazy because it's like 250 words. So 45 minutes for 250 words is pretty wild. So let's give it a go. Help people decide what's best for them. Part four, asking well. to set out some pretty headers. I think my computer is going to be pretty laggy today. I might close this down. Oh, you couldn't see what I was doing earlier, hey, because I was just sharing this one screen. Whoops. Oh, well, that's why I do this stuff, so I can learn. So first I put header 1, and then header 2 is going to be help people decide what's best for them. Part 4, asking well. Powerful reframe. 2, position. I need to put positioning. 3, we're reframing. What are we doing? We're reframing the way someone has stated something about change and about the need to change. Reframing. Powerful way to reframe pain. Powerful way to reframe pain. So it's a little bit wordy, a little bit cumbersome, but that's fine. Positioning. And so notice how as I'm going, I'm trying my best to really just keep moving, right? I'm trying my best to really just keep moving. And that's a constant tax. It's a constant energy tax. Powerful way to reframe pain, positioning. Do I want context first or just the goods first? Probably just the goods. A powerful way to reframe pain. And then let's just expand on that a little bit. Okay, so when I listen well enough, I'm able to pinpoint someone's attention without that precision. If I don't have that precision, probably haven't been present. I don't know, it seems a bit noisy to me, a bit pointless. So I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just trying to get the words out so that they can do anything and it'll be easier to edit them and make them better after that, basically. A powerful way to reframe pain. So what is it precisely that I'm trying to do? If I take, here's an example. Let's just use an example. I don't think I'm ready to break up, but I can't see how this can continue. Reframed as, is it stuck? Is it frightened? Uncertain. Don't think I'm ready. Hesitant. I'm hearing how hesitant. Makes sense because breakups. However, it seems some part of you really looking, really hoping, some part of you needs to change. Get rid of that sum because that, there we go. It seems part of you can see how something, it seems part of you can tell something needs to change, something really needs to change. However, it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. Cool. So lots of little microscopic changes there as I go, which, you know, if you slow down and check that out, you'll learn a lot. A powerful way to reframe pain. Powerful way to reframe pain. Now, why is it powerful? Okay, so what are the responses typically? We're offering tentative yet strength-based practice, meaningless to them. It's just jargon, right? We're offering tentative, offering their strengths back in a tentative and gentle way. When they are ready for change, done right, when done right, you'll position someone in a place of strength. Cool. Okay, how long has it been? Maybe 15 minutes or something? Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well. I'm just going to move this. And I might make that a full page as well. Cool. So one thing that I really like about Notion is that you have this button here. I can't see it because that's in the way. Word count, right? So I'm trying to keep it below 350 words. If I can keep it below 350 words, then it's going to be the right size for Twitter, basically. It's about a 2-minute read, 2 or 3 minute read. So how people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well, a powerful way to reframe pain. Now, why is it powerful? That's kind of meaningless. Reframe pain, offer strengths, tentatively offer strengths by tentatively offer strengths when you only with just pain. Tentatively offer strengths with just pain. That's what I'm trying to say, but tentatively offer strengths with only having heard pain, after only hearing pain. Hearing only pain, you can still offer tentative strengths. Cool. Hearing only pain, you can still offer tentative strengths. As with everything, so I'm going to do a little intro here. As with everything, like a preamble, everything we do in suicide prevention work, we're opening doorways. As with everything we do in suicide prevention work, it's up to us to open the door as best we can. They've got to walk through it. All we can do is open it as best we can. So this is quite a, I'm writing very specifically and intentionally, trying to put a lot of information in a really tiny thing. I want people to know this is about suicide prevention. I want people to know that I'm writing from experience. I want people to know that, and then there's the delivery of what's actually I'm trying to say, right? So like there's all this stuff that I am hoping to include in the beginning so that it gives context and like meaning, like richness, basically. As with everything we do in suicide prevention, those we help, as with everything we do in suicide prevention, we can only control ourselves. We can only, as with everything we do in suicide prevention, we can only control ourselves. The other person has to walk through the doorway. All we can do is open it. The other person is the one who, see, I don't like the has to language. The other person is the one who walks through the doorway. Or not. All we can do is open it. The doorway to what? The doorway to compassion. The doorway to connection. The other person is the one who walks through the doorway to connection. Now I don't need the or not. All we can do is open it. Cool. So this is going to make, that's a pretty decent intro, right? And there will be another intro that you'll see soon enough. I'll do the. So hearing only pain, you can still offer tentative strengths. Very wordy. You can still offer strengths. Hearing only pain, given only pain, you can still offer tentative, you can still gently offer strengths. There you go, better way to say it. You can still gently offer strengths. So started with an example. Now let's actually write properly. Given only pain, you can still gently offer strengths. So what's the tension that a crisis supporter is experiencing when they want to offer a strength? What did I used to struggle? I used to struggle with offering overly positive responses when I wanted to empower people. I used to really struggle with offering overly positive responses when I wanted to empower people. Cool. So this is going to be more context. Given only pain, you can still gently offer strengths. Gently reflect their strengths. Given only pain, you can still gently reflect their strengths. I used to really struggle with offering overly positive responses when I wanted to empower people. This led to my own reflections were kind of out of touch. I've since figured out after years of experience has shown me reflect strengths in a more gentle and tentative way. Check out this example. Cool. I don't think I'm ready to break up, but I can't see how this can continue. Reframed. Cool, biggity bang. Reframed. I'm hearing how hesitant you're feeling. I'm hearing, so I'm hearing how hesitant you're feeling, right? I'm hearing how hesitant you're feeling. 7 syllables. I'm hearing your hesitation. Your hesitation. 5 syllables. Always better. Always better. I'm hearing your hesitation. Want to depersonalize that a little bit because it's a weakness, or it's at least, I don't think it's a weakness, but they might perceive it as a weakness. I'm hearing the hesitation. So I'm going to depersonalize the weakness. I'm hearing the hesitation. It makes sense because breakups can be incredibly difficult, which makes sense because breakups can be devastating, right? Incredibly difficult or devastating. Same thing. Devastating. Right? Incredibly difficult. 7, be devastating. 5. So we're just lowering syllables everywhere we can. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to read through this, basically. And the more work that I do, like on my end, to lower your difficulty of reading it, the more you're going to want to read it, and the more you're going to want to share it. So, and that's what we're after at the end of the day. We just want to put these skills into every mother trucking person's hands. All right. When I listen well enough, I'm always able to pinpoint someone's attention. If I don't have that precision, I'm probably, so just cut that. It's garbage. Okay. Given only pain, you can still gently reflect their strengths. Now, this sentence really sucks. It needs to be way better. Given only pain, you can still gently reflect their strengths. Even with only pain, you can hear pain and reflect strengths. But it's got to be done right. Done in the right way, you can hear pain and reflect strengths. Done in the right way, you can hear pain and reflect strengths. I used to really struggle with offering overly positive responses when I wanted to empower people. This led to being hung up on countless times as my reflections were kind of out of touch. Years of experience has shown me how to reflect strengths in a much more gentle and tentative way. So check this out. If someone was to say, I don't think I'm ready to break up, but I can't see how this can continue. I can't see how we can continue. Keep going. I can't see how we can keep going. No one uses the word continue. Reframed. I'm hearing the hesitation, which makes sense because breakups can be so devastating. However, but it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. Do you do it like that? Is that like a thing? I think that's a thing with like without the space button. Okay, so, and now we can just jump into the next heading, right? So it doesn't need like an outro from this chunk. We're offering those strengths back in a tentative and gentle way. it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. We're offering strength back. In fact, it might be so tentative and so gentle, you missed it. Gentle, you even missed it yourself. You see. There's two that stand out off the top. There's two that stand out. We use a bit of a list. There's two that stand out to me. Self-awareness, courage to face reality. Two. What was that? Why did that come up? That was weird. I just saw those emojis come up. One, self-awareness, courage to face reality. Two, it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. Courage to face reality. So that's like confrontation, courage to confront reality. Confront reality. Self-awareness and courage to confront reality, same thing. And acceptance of the need for change. What would you call that? Something needs to change. Something really needs to change. Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement of change. Self-awareness and courage to confront reality. So it's probably, it seems a part of you can tell. So self-awareness, part of you can tell that something really needs to change. I'm just going to say that's what it is. Courage to confront reality. We're offering a strength back in a tentative. We're offering strengths. Offering strengths in a tentative and gentle way. In fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it yourself. A lot of like noisy words in there, you know, tentative. So I'm just getting rid of them. In fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it yourself. Can you see what strength we've reflected here? Have a look. Have a look before you read out. Go on. Have a look. There's two that stand out to me. One, self-awareness. Two, courage to confront reality. Now, do we expand here or do we expand in yet another one of these things? When done right, you'll position someone. When done right, you'll position someone in a place of strength. You'll position someone in a place of strength. When done right, you'll offer someone a position of strength. You'll offer someone a position of strength. Key operative word. We're positioning them so gently that it's up to them whether they can handle that position or not. So if you think through the cost of strength, already too long. We're positioning them so gently, it's their choice to accept it. It's their choice to accept it. It's totally their choice. It's fully their choice to accept it. We're positioning them so gently, it's fully their choice to accept it. If we don't by making such a gentle reframe, we show them a doorway toward their own strengths. They can answer either way. If the doorway feels too frightening or difficult for them to pass through, they will tell us, no, I'm not ready. And we validate. If they accept position and agree, they are telling us, yes, I think I'm ready. Yes, I think I might be ready. Okay, so now you can see I really want to cut I want to say this in one sentence. Okay, I want to cut all of this down to like 2 sentences max. What have we got? 311, and that's probably fine. I probably don't even need to. I could just sort of edit it a little bit and clean it up. And how long have we spent so far? Probably about half an hour or so, making good time really. Because it takes about 45 minutes usually, but I'm talking a lot, so it's like, you know, lots of concentration. Great, so it's going to be posted to these 3 places. It's in Twitter Atomic Essays. I didn't even talk about that, did I? Oh well, fuck it. I'll do another proper video about systems if anyone's interested. Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well. Done in the right way, you can hear pain and reflect strengths. You can hear pain and reflect strengths. You can listen to pain and hear strengths. You can hear the pain, you can hear the strengths within the pain. You can hear strengths within the pain. Strengths within pain. Done in the right way, you can, no, but that's not the point. It's not, the point isn't that they can hear it. The point is that they reflect it gently. Done in the right way, you can reflect strengths. Done in the right way. See this? At first, this was meaningful, done in the right way. But now that I've written the whole thing, I can tell that it's meaningless. Done in the right way, what does that even mean? Done with gentleness, which means I can get rid of done. With gentleness, you can hear pain and reflect strength. That sentence just got so much sharper. It just got so much more like precise, right? Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well. With gentleness, you can hear pain and reflect strength. Bang. Not multiples because same shit. We're offering strength in a tentative and gentle way. We're offering strength back in a tentative and gentle way. We're offering strength back, strengths back. We're offering strengths back. We're offering back strength in a tentative and gentle way. Offering back strength in a tentative and gentle way. When done right, you'll offer someone a position. You'll offer someone when done right, offer, offer. When done right, you gift someone. You present a position. When done right, you give. When done right, when done well, I'm going to say well, not right. When done well, you give someone. You give someone the choice of strength. Now, that's a really judgmental implication, right? So that might sound empowering, but it's also incredibly invalidating for those who cannot choose. Do not choose. There's a big difference between thinking that someone cannot and someone will not, right? And we want to focus, we want our language to reflect cannot, because people with disabilities aren't able. It's an disable. It's not a dischoosing or a diswilling, right? Unwilling. Unwilling is just so incredibly disempowering. So when done well, you give someone the choice of strength. You give someone the option. Possibility. You give someone the possibility. You open the possibility of strength. Open. You open the possibility of strength. When done well, you open the possibility of strength. Rid of a word, possibility. We're positioning so gently. It's fully their choice to accept. We're positioning so gently, it's fully their choice to accept. By tentatively by using our skills with tentative. Yes, disgusting. What a disgusting word. By using our skills with tentativeness, we show them a doorway toward their own strengths. They can answer either way. So many words here. Key operative word, possibility. You open the possibility of strength. We're positioning so gently, it's fully their choice to accept. They can answer either way. If the doorway feels too frightening or difficult for them to pass through, they will tell us, no, I'm not ready. And we validate, validate, validate. If they accept the position and agree, they are telling us, yes, I think I might be ready. Only when someone agrees they want change. That offering a referral to another service has real meaning. Okay, that's way too spicy. I can't say that. If they accept the position and agree, they're telling us, yes, I think I might be ready. By launching someone from this position, they are far more likely. By launching someone from this position, they are far more likely to feel genuinely empowered and pursue a meaningful referral. There we go. Okay. By launching someone from this position, they are far more likely to feel genuinely empowered and pursue a meaningful referral. help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well. Okay, so now I think, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. And this is a decision that I make quite regularly. I literally will just write the thing and then trust that it's good enough because I'm editing it during, right? So for those of you who, if you're new to writing, like just keep in mind as you're watching this, I've been writing for a long time, for like a lot of years. And since high school, you know, I'm going to say maybe 10, 15 years or something, I've been writing like a lot. So a lot of what you see me doing, a lot of the microscopic decisions that you see me doing, they might have to be separated. It might make a lot more sense to start by just dumping your words on the page and just like vomiting up just garbage and just like get draft number 1 out and then decide to edit it and proofread it, because doing them both at the same time requires like a lot of calories, a lot of like mental calories. So just FYI. So I've, just to, I guess, simplify what we've seen, I've written it out and edited it while I was writing. And just now you saw me go through it a little bit again. Now I'm going to edit it with a fine-tooth comb. So let's see. Help people decide what's best in part 4, asking well. As with everything we do in suicide prevention, we can only control, as with everything in life, and in suicide prevention, we can only control ourselves. The other person is the one who walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. The other person is the one who walks through. The other person walks through the doorway to connection. The other person, that's fine, is the one, the other person walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. I used to really struggle with offering overly positive responses when I wanted to empower people. In the early days, I really struggled. I used to offer overly positive responses, wanting to empower people when I wanted to, wanting to empower people. In the early days, I used to offer overly positive responses, wanting to empower people. Wanting to empower people. No. Wanting to empower people. No. Wanting to empower people. This led to being hung up on countless times. This led to being hung up on. This led to countless hang-ups. This led to countless people hanging up on me. This led to countless people hanging up as my own reflections were kind of out of touch. Years of experience has shown me how to reflect strengths in a much more gentle and tentative way. Check out this example. I don't think I'm ready to break up, but I can't see how we can keep going. Reframed with this look at how I'd reframe this and how I'd reframe this. Why is that not? Here's how I'd reframe this. I'm hearing the hesitation, which makes sense because breakups can be so devastating. But it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. And this but as well is very important, by the way. Putting the but here, I've got an essay planned about this exact topic. I'm leading with the negative. I've depersonalized the negative. I've led with the negative. And here, but I'm discounting the negative. Using but in this way negates what comes in front of it. Remember, has anyone ever told you, I don't want to be racist, but, or I don't want to be sexist, but, and then they just say some racist, sexist shit? It's because the but cancels out what they just said. So what we want to do is frame the positive after the but, after the however, right? Because it's just what happens in the way that there's so much stuff like this that is just skill set. It's just skills that can be taught. So you can see why I get excited as fuck about it. We're offering back strength in a tentative and gentle way. In fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it yourself. Might be so tentative you missed it yourself. Can you see what strength we've reflected here? That's, yeah. Can you see what strength? Have a look before reading on. 2, there's 2 that stand out to me. That is a sentence that makes me sick. Two strengths. Very gently implied. Very gently implied. Two strengths, yeah, because that just suits this. So I'm just going with bold because it suits this convention that I've set up here. And now I'm going to do this one, very gently implied. Self-awareness, courage to confront reality. And I'm going to spell it out as well. And I'm going to make them like this. Part of you can tell. Something really needs to change. Part of you can tell something really needs to change. When done well, you open the possibility of strength. When done well, you present a fork in the road. A fork in the road. When done well, you present a fork in the road. It's so gentle, so subtle. It's so gentle, so it's so subtle, they will hardly know you've just positioned them to accept or reject their It's so subtle, they will hardly know you've just positioned them to accept or reject their empowerment. It's so subtle. It's so subtle, they will hardly know. It's a subtle offering. It's a subtle offering. It's a subtle way to offer them to pass, accepting or rejecting their. Cool. It's a subtle way to offer them two parts, accepting or rejecting their empowerment. They can answer either way. If the doorway feels too frightening or difficult for them to pass through, accepting, it's a subtle way to offer. It's a subtle way. Bold. It's a subtle way. It's very subtle. It's a subtle way to offer them two paths, accepting or rejecting their empowerment. Accepting or rejecting empowerment. They can answer either way. If the doorway feels too frightening or difficult for them to pass through, they will tell us, no, I'm not ready. And as always, we validate, validate, validate. And we, of course, validate, validate, validate. And we, of course, validate, validate, validate. If they accept the position and agree, they are telling us, yes, I think I might be ready. I'm going to do this. I'm using key commands because I'm so fancy like that. Yes, I think I might be ready. By launching someone from this position, they are far more likely, by launching someone from this position, they are far more likely in this position. People are far more likely to feel genuinely and pursue cool. A meaningful, bold again. In this position, people are far more likely to feel genuinely empowered and pursue a meaningful referral. What's next though? Cool, so you can see that I basically have edited every line with some kind of I'm like really putting all the emphasis on stuff. And again, that's like, it might seem kind of trite or condescending even, but what I'm trying to do is make it as simple as possible for people to read this. I want them to be able to read the stresses and what's important versus what's not important, the significant part. I want that information to come through with zero effort on their part. If someone just opens their eyes, I want them to be able to hear the parts of what's really important. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Feeling a little bit inarticulate today. Okay, I think that's fine. You know what? I think that's absolutely fine. So I wonder now if I can screen share. I do a new share. Yeah, new share. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that thing that I was like pretending to show you earlier, lol, and I didn't even realize I was not showing it. This is called type share. It's very cool. I'm a big fan. I'm going to create a new post. I actually think I might put an affiliate link to this. I haven't done it yet, but this is literally the first time that I'm like, I believe in this product because it's changed my life. So yeah, I might legitimately try and be an affiliate for these guys. Cool. So this is the thing that I was talking about earlier that you couldn't see, basically. make it small. And let's just, before we get into that, I'm flicking back over to Notion, but you can't tell, but that's fine. Yeah, so it's 313 words. Beautiful, perfect. All right, is that one space or two? That's one. So help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well, awesome. Now, because we're on type share, and I'll put myself over on this side again, I get to highlight stuff. I get to make things a little bit prettier. So this is what the essay will look like currently. Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well, as with everything in our life, and in suicide prevention, we can control only ourselves. We control only ourselves. Yeah, we control only ourselves. The other person walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do. Forgot the do. All we can do is open it. Okay. I might want to just, all we can do is open it. Yeah, that's fine. With gentleness, you can hear pain and reflect strength. In the early days, I used to overly positive, wanting to empower people. This led to countless out of touch. Years of experience has shown me how to reflect strength in a much more gentle and tentative way. I'm going to try highlighting that just for the sake of it. Why not? And I think this one, I might make it one of those block quotes. Yeah. Or it could be that introduction. As with everything we control, all we can do is open it. Cool. Here's how I'd reframe this. Do I want to, have I written this reframe elsewhere, or is that the only place? Do I want to use a hyphen on reframe? I don't think so. Fine. It's fine. Reframe. Yeah, it's fine. We're offering strength in a tentative and gentle way. In fact, this might be such a, can you see what strength we've reflected here? Have a look before reading on. I'm going to do that too. How's that? How does that look? In fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it. Yourself, you missed it. Might be so tentative you missed it. Can you see what strength we've reflected here? Have a look before reading on. Right, so it gets rid of the, okay. I actually would prefer to have this italicized. When I highlight, it removes the italicization, italicized part. So I'll just highlight this instead. Have a look. So you can see how nicely it breaks it up. And these are all my sort of colors. I picked all of these colors and all this styling and shit for my own sort of branding kind of thing. Gonna make those bold. Actually, I might highlight these strengths instead. What do you think about that? How do you like them apples? And maybe the whole thing will be bold. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I'm not going to be fussed about it. When done well, you present a fork in the road. It's a subtle way you present a gentle fork in the road. You offer a gentle fork in the road. You highlight a gentle fork in the road. Done well. When done well, you highlight a gentle fork in the road. It's a subtle way to offer them two paths. It's a subtle way to offer two paths, accepting or rejecting empowerment. They can answer either way. If the doorway feels too frightening or difficult for them to pass through, they will tell us, no, I'm not ready. And we, of course, validate. Going to get rid of this. And we, of course, validate their choice. So the full stop is, I don't know whether I should do the full stop or not. If they accept the position and agree, they're telling us, yes, I think I might be ready. In this position, people are far more likely to feel genuinely empowered and pursue a meaningful referral. But that's the one thing that I haven't figured out yet is what comes next, and do I want to tie this into that? Because if I can figure out now what comes next, or the next like issue or episode or whatever is, then I'm creating more of a, in the reader, I'm creating more of a desire to come back, right? For like closure, basically. And it is a series, and I do want people to read the whole series. I don't want people to just tune in and out of one episode. It's kind of like a soap opera. It's like, I want you to see kind of the whole sort of thing, that it's all much more significant together than it is separate. But hopefully it's still good enough that you can tune in and out if you really need to. Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, asking well. So asking well, what's going to come after that? Let's have a look at the other ones. I think I can do this. Loop. Do I give more examples of the actual conversation? Therapy styles, right? So we started off offering a bad referral can feel terrible afterwards. Save yourself the pain, some simple tip. Triage, what to listen to first. Part 3, hear needs. Part 4, asking well. That's now, see, this isn't asking well, is it? I'm not really asking. That's actually a bit of a clickbait, which I don't want. I want, you can hear the pain and reflect the strength. Asking well, offering, it's not really offering the referral yet. It's the before offering, before asking. There you go. Help people decide what's best for them, part 4, before asking. Ooh, that's nasty. Before, preemptive, earlier, before asking. Preparing to ask. This is going to be agonizing for anyone who's still watching this far. Sorry. What should I call this? Gentle fork in the road. It's about strengths, reflecting strengths, reflecting strength. Reflect strength. That's what it's really about. I hate this. They all fit onto into 2 lines. All the titles fit into 2 lines on the image. So this is going to be the first one that doesn't fit onto 2 lines. Strengths. Strengths. Find strength. Okay. Well, there you go. You just watched that whole thing. Can you see into my soul right now? All right. I think that's going to do it. Now that we've done that, I'm going to make a TikTok. This is kind of a part of how I've been repurposing content. Can you see that very well? You can't really see that light on this camera, huh? That's interesting. Because on my phone, it's like a very loud light. But let's get started. So what I'm going to do, now that I've written it, taking us an hour and 15, so that's fine. Like, without all of the talking, it would have been a lot quicker. It's all good. So let me just check my well, maybe it's been going a lot less than I thought. I don't know when I started recording. Oh well. Yeah, I think so. I've still got another half an hour according to this for my 90 minutes that I allocate for content creation and writing and stuff like that. That's very interesting. So anyway, I am pulling up my phone now and I'm going to film myself talking about everything that I've just written. So here it is. I like to position it kind of close to the words so that I can just my eyes kind of like do this between looking at the camera and looking at the words kind of thing. Yeah. I think it looks better. The door. Here's my partner's office chair out of the way. Excuse me. Cool. And maybe I change the color today. What are we thinking? Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's nice. I'm going to position myself here. I think it's going to be here. This is where the buttons are going to be. Beep, boop, beep. Last time I got them wrong. Somehow. I think I was pointing here for the buttons. But they were here. And it flipped my thing. Fucking, I don't know. Don't give a shit. I'll point in the wrong direction again. Now, what do I want to do? Oh, I want to decide one last thing before I record. I want to decide what is my hook for the next episode. In this position, people are far more likely to feel genuinely empowered and pursue a meaningful referral. Next essay. We'll learn about how exactly that sounds. Next essay, we'll learn about how exactly that sounds. Next essay, we'll learn about how that sounds. Next essay, we'll learn how that sounds. We'll learn how exactly that sounds. Next essay, we'll learn how exactly that sounds. We'll learn exactly how that sounds. Next essay, we'll learn exactly how that sounds. Cool. Alrighty. So I want to be positioned here. Ah. Is that kind of the vibe? I think that's kind of the vibe. On my hands. Doot, doot. Doot, doot. Boop, boop. And then when I get to this part, in fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it yourself. Can you see, can you hear what strengths we've reflected here? If you want to, hit rewind a little and have a listen again. The two strengths that we very gently implied, self-awareness, as in part of you can tell, and courage to confront reality, as in something really needs to change. When you've done this well, you highlight a gentle fork in the road. Cool. Okay. Woo, let's do it. Stop. Delete. Do it again. How am I starting this? As with everything in life and in suicide prevention, we only control ourselves. The other person walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. All we can do is open it. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide. I am Saeed. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide. We learn suicide. We learn skills that save lives. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide, where we learn skills that save lives. Where we learn skills that save lives. Today, we're going to cover how to find strengths when we're trying to decide whether somebody is in a space where they're actually looking to receive a referral for another service or not in that space. So let's crack on. With gentleness, this is the key. With gentleness, you can hear pain and reflect strength out of it. So in the early days, all right, cool. I think I got it. So everything in life, yeah. Yeah, okay, like this. As with everything in life, yeah. As with everything in life and in suicide prevention, we can only control ourselves. The other person is the one who walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is try to open it. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide, where we cover skills, where we learn skills. Try that again. As with everything in life and in suicide prevention, we control only ourselves. The other person walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide. Come in, take a seat. We are going to learn the skills that save lives. It can be pretty uncomfortable, so make yourself comfortable. That's what we do. Lean into the discomfort as listeners. Try it again. As with everything in life and in suicide prevention. Try it again. As with everything in life and in suicide prevention, we control only ourselves. The other person is going to walk through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. Welcome back to the Sounds of Suicide, where we learn skills to save lives. It can be a pretty uncomfortable topic, so make yourself comfortable, have a seat. As listeners, that's what we do. We lean into the discomfort. Today, we're going to learn about finding strengths before offering referrals for other services. So with gentleness, you can hear the pain that someone has given you and reflect the strengths as well. In the early days of providing suicide support, I used to offer way overly positive responses. I really wanted to empower people, and this was low-key garbage. It was really bad quality support. It led to countless people hanging up on me, and my own reflections were basically just out of touch. Obviously, I have big feelings about that, and that's why I'm here trying to help other people perhaps offer better support than what I did when I was learning. Unfortunately, it's just how we have to make mistakes in order to learn, right? I just hope that we can make less. Hopefully I can help you to make less. So years of experience has shown me how to reflect strengths in a much more gentle and tentative way, right? So check out this example. If someone says to me, I don't think I'm ready to break up, but I can't see how we can keep going. Here's how I would reframe it. I'm hearing the hesitation, which makes sense because breakups can be so devastating, but it seems like a part of you can tell something really needs to change. So what I'm trying to do here is offer back their strength in a really tentative and gentle way. So it might have been so tentative that you actually missed it yourself. Maybe you want to kind of rewind a little bit, go back in the video and listen to that example again. Up to you if you want to. The two strengths that are very, very gently implied in this reframe. I'll read it again. I'm hearing the hesitation, which makes sense because breakups can be so devastating. But it seems part of you can tell something really needs to change. So the two strengths I'm really gently implying here, self-awareness, right? A part of you can tell. So there's a part of you that can tell. And courage to confront reality. Something really needs to change. Those two strengths, I could just lay them out basically, right? I could just say, wow, I can hear heaps of self-awareness in what you're saying, or you're really courageous for wanting to confront reality. But in doing that, I would be telling someone what their strengths are rather than showing them. And it is so much more impactful to actually show rather than tell. Like just like any good script writer, like ask anyone who's written anything what they think about exposition, aside from like, you know, your Hollywood chills. So when this is done well, what you're doing for the person you're talking to is actually creating a fork in the road, right? It's a subtle way of offering two pathways. They can either accept or reject empowerment. And you're not judging either way. There's no implied push towards an outcome. There's no implied, you should really have a service that you should really do something about this. You should really change. You should really grow. There's none of that. So it's a subtle pathway, right? It's a subtle way of offering two paths. If the doorway feels too frightening or too difficult for them to pass through, they will tell us, I'm not ready. And we can validate that, right? So maybe we give that example. It seems a part of you can tell something really needs to change. They might respond with, oh no, I can't. right? So they might come back with like really deep objections, in which case that's where we just validate. Okay, that sounds incredibly difficult. It sounds so tough to be stuck, right? Stuck in this relationship, stuck in this torn between duty and, right? So as we've talked about previously, we're trying to really get precise about what is the tension that's tearing them apart between where they are and where they want to be. Where they are stuck in this relationship versus where they want to be back when things were good in their honeymoon. Like, what happened to that relationship? You know, now all these problems. And so the better that we can touch on that conflict, the better that we can validate not only how they feel about it, but how they're responding to it. Right? So even though this essay is all about giving people their strengths, reflecting their strengths, and offering them a referral, it's really important to remember that what matters is listening to what they're saying, connecting to what they're feeling, so that they can actually feel empathy and connection. That's what really matters, way more than giving them some service or whatever. Being present is like, presence is the most important gift that you can offer someone, and just truly paying attention to them. On the other hand, maybe they are ready to accept that positioning, right? So they might tell us, you know what, and they'll agree to that into that implication. They'll say, yeah, well, I just really wish that things weren't like this, right? So on one hand, they got that big rejection of that frame, of that reframe. On the other hand, they might have an acceptance of it, in which case that's a really powerful segue. Now you've just positioned them really well to actually feel genuinely empowered and then pursue a meaningful referral. Because now they've got a frame of mind where, you know what, change is actually really important. And I do have the courage to face that. And of course, if you're like on the phone, and I mean, this is like a 5-minute essay, but if you're on the phone, you'll have the time to go a lot deeper into that and maybe even reflect that directly. The point is that you want to move gently, offer those strengths gently. So in the next essay, we'll learn exactly how that sounds to move through those steps of having that conversation. And yeah, I don't know which side it's on, but if you want to press all of these buttons, just press all of them, just be like beep, 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 and then send them to like everyone. That would be awesome. Done. Okay, done. So it took about 15 minutes to record a 9-minute video. You know what? Not bad. Yeah. That's the kind of thing that would have just turned this off. That's the kind of thing that would have taken me a long time. Not that long ago, honestly. And on TikTok, I just passed 100 followers. So what's next? Mars, huh? Off to the moon and beyond. All right. Now, the next sort of part of the production line, I think I might just go through the entire production line and just have this whole video, maybe even so long that it doesn't even save on my freaking crap top, and just do the whole video and put it up there. So yeah, if you're still here, thanks. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. Let's see, edit only from Medium, enable edit mode. Cool. So this thing, type share, has Twitter, Medium, and LinkedIn auto publishing, right? So you can schedule posts on all three. You can schedule threads, which is really cool, or images, which is how I like to do these ones. I like to do them because it feels really uncomfortable to stand out, right? It feels so uncomfortable to stand out from the Twitter crowd. And I can see my doubts when other people like interact with my page. For example, they might check out my profile, or they might, you know, like maybe I know that they've checked out my profile because they've liked something that's like a little bit low, or something like down in the, you know, in the annals of history or something like that. And I can feel the tension of like, oh God, they're gonna think I'm so like XYZ, right? And the thing is, all of that tension being in my head, I'm okay with taking the risk. I'm placing the bet that all of that doubt is wrong. That's what I'm doing every day, this whole thing. And that's why I'm making these videos, because I hope that I can empower you to write about what matters to you, and to, if not write, film, or if not film, record, get on, you know, record podcasts, or get on Clubhouse. Because the more of us that feel empowered to actually take the media into our own hands, means the less power the mainstream media has, the less power the gatekeepers have, and the more significant local issues become. And that's how I believe the world needs to be run. That's how we're going to solve these suicide problems, like at the core. We're going to create a world of local thinking. And not just local to the community, but local to the issue, right? So, for example, this stuff about suicide prevention and about crisis support, it's really going to be meaningful to the people who are in suicide prevention and crisis support. Maybe it's not very, there's very wide appeal. You know, maybe it's like so niche that there's only maybe I have a top potential audience of like 1,000 people or 3,000 people right now at this stage of like my own development and stuff. That's okay. That's not only okay, that's what I'm excited about. I really am so keen to live in a world where people take their tiny little thing that they're fascinated with and that they're passionate about. If it's like anything, like bug catching, like anything, and they just really share it and really find other people to connect with about those tiny things. So local, even on a digital kind of scale. Hope that makes sense. All right. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Let's keep going. This is editing for Medium. It's another platform where people publish stuff. People publish words. It's really cool. I love Medium. My Medium has literally no views, like no views. I've been publishing on it for a month and a bit, and it has no views. And that's totally okay. Not in it for the outcome. We're in it for the process. So, as with everything in life, in suicide prevention, we control only. All right. Now, this last one, LinkedIn, edit for only LinkedIn. This last one, LinkedIn is quite weird, and I have no idea what I'm doing on LinkedIn. Honestly, I'm just messing around, and I'm sure you'll be able to tell. So here we go. It doesn't have any editing. It doesn't have any bold or it's called markup, but it doesn't have bold or underline or anything like that on LinkedIn. So it's, yeah, it makes me very, I'm not impressed with it, but whatever. It's a great way to network. Really amazing place to network and meet other professionals in your industry. So as with everything in life and in suicide prevention, we control only ourselves. The other person walks through the doorway to connection. All we can do is open it. With gentleness, you can hear both. You can hear pain and reflect strength. You can both hear the pain and reflect the strength. With enough gentleness. In the early days, I used to offer overly positive responses, wanting to empower people. Okay, so now I'm going to do and yeah. Years of experience showing how to reflect strengths in a much more gentle and tentative way. Check out this example. Check out this example. Here's how I'd reframe this. We're offering strength. We're offering back strength in a tentative and gentle way. Cool, I'm repeating myself, I don't give a shit. In fact, this example might be so tentative you missed it yourself. Can you see what strength we've reflected here? Have a look before reading on. Two strengths very gently implied. To use emojis. So it won't let you, on this LinkedIn platform, it won't let you use, wow, the emoji is italicized. Okay, that's disturbing. Please don't. Won't let you use fucking italics, but you can put emojis into your thing. So that's kind of the only option we have for, is it control? Yeah, it's control, cool. I have the space there as well. Here's how I'd reframe this. Two strengths very gently implied. I might do purple hearts for these. How does that look? It's all a bit. I think I'll do that. If you find this helpful, please let me know. That way more people will see it. Hashtags. Hashtag mental health advocate. I'm just going to go with mental health advocate this time. Yeah. Want to be mental health advocate? Mental health advocate, what else? It will just left my head. Therapists. Suicide prevention. Another way. Crisis support. And therapy. I don't know. Therapy, non-judgment. There you go. Non-judgmental. Yeah, non-judgmental. That's fine. Cool. Great. I think we're almost good. Just a little bit more now. So what is this? Find strengths as with everything in life. Often helps just to read the, yeah, it's exactly the same. Cool. Okay, referrals. Offering referrals. Suicide prevention. What's the pain? What's the pain that crisis supporters experience? I've tried to offer suicide prevention. I've had so many hang up because my reflections were out of touch. I can avoid a terrible feeling I hope this helps you avoid the terrible feeling that you failed someone in the darkest moment. And because that's really what it's about. It's about this here. It's the right size, it's small, yeah. And I hope my face is even freaking on this video. Oh, I don't know whether, whatever. Okay, medium's good, LinkedIn's good, I think. Just gonna go for it at this point, I reckon. Twitter's good. Cool, so now, last part, I hope this essay. Can't forget the cheeky, sneaky emojis. Look below. Cool, and now just edit that post thing. This is the little sneaky thingo. Avoid the terrible feeling you failed someone in their darkest moment. That you failed someone in their darkest moment. Cool. Okay. Hopefully you survive. Review and publish. Now, I published yesterday as well, so I think it's like 30 something in a row now, because yeah, it was like 30 a few days ago. You can just see it right here. Here, 3 days ago. So this is number 34. I think, unless I think that one might have actually been number 31, and I kind of fucked that up, but that doesn't matter. No one gives a shit. That's what's so important in creating content. No one gives a shit, bruh. There's so much shit that will go through your head. No one fucking gives a shit, man. Just show up. Just do it. Just show up. Just keep showing up and try to help. You know, if you've got a way that you want to help, just keep showing up, try to help. 27th, so the last one was on 26th. Cool, let's publish. Bang, 6:30 p.m. tonight. Yes, awesome, fantastic. Almost done. So that's tick, 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 right? So that's all 3 are scheduled now. And if I come over to here, there's this published button and schedule button. Bang. And I've got a few drafts. It's always nice to just have some drafts, like just chilling sort of thing. This one, I'm really not sure about publishing it, because I feel like if my boss sees it, that might be a little bit much for them. You know, it might be a little bit much for them, but let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to actually have a look at this. I think I will do this. 30% recurring monthly commission. I'm going to do this. If you see a link underneath this video, then please click it. And if not, you know, all chill, but just click the like button because you saw that I actually followed through and did this. So me telling you that right now is actually half the reason I make public stuff. I put myself in public. I do lots of stories on my Instagram and Facebook, and there's an old forum out there that I used to use pretty regularly, where I put myself out there all the time, because it holds me accountable, right? I'm one of those people who I will get stuff done if I promise somebody else that I'm going to do it. Meanwhile, if I promise myself that I'm going to do it, it's like pulling teeth. So I just promise imaginary audience members Like I just make the promise that I'm going to do something, and that makes it so much more engaging for me to actually show up and do my best. So let's see. Oh, I got a missed call. So what am I doing now? Now, the last thing that I will do, but I'm not actually going to do it on camera, is that I'm going to, why not? I'll just make this a bit longer. Why not? I'm getting onto TikTok right now on my phone. Oh, that's really loud. I'm getting onto TikTok and I'm grabbing that video. Everything in life and in suicide prevention, we control only ourselves. The other person is going to walk through the doorway to connection. Cool. So I've made this, I've grabbed this video. I'm just going to swipe away every single notification here. Of which there is quite a few. Notification management is like such a thing on if you want to create content. So I've made this. Now, the reason why I like doing things in this order is because I have to unschedule it, which means that I'll have to rewrite a little section of it. Okay, so I might just upload it without doing as much editing as what I normally would do. Normally, I would put a little bit of text throughout and time the text for different things and stuff like that. But I'm just going to put captions on it and see, hopefully it's good enough, and the sort of the words will speak for themselves, because like it's just good to have visual cues as well as audio cues as well as like emotional cues. But FYI, the reason why I know all of that is because I spent 30 days, exactly 1 year ago, on Instagram filming a video every night. Every night after work, after whatever was going on, I was working full time. I was building my secondary income. I was like working like a mother trucker, and every single, captions didn't work. Every single night I made like a 10-minute video, which took me like friggin' an hour, because I would be like writing it and I would be like filming it, and you saw what I was like, right? That's me now. So anyway, I did that a year ago for 30 days, or like 24 days for the Push for Better challenge, while I was also doing the Push for Better challenge. Recipe for burnout. Oh my God, story for another day. But so that's where I learned so much stuff. For example, all of this, right? About using I might as well stop sharing. Still recording? Yeah. For example, using my hands, modulating my voice, like so much stuff. Couldn't generate captions, couldn't be processed. Please try again. Oh, interesting. So and it's the same thing for writing, right? It's the same thing for writing. Like I'm making all of this stuff because I want people to see how much just gentle patience goes into building something good. And it's not even good, right? I don't even have anything worth bragging about. No one's looking at me saying like, wow, he's got like an audience. I hit 100 followers on TikTok the other day. I've been posting shit on there for like, I don't know, like 2 months or something, right? So like legit stuff. I've been posting like stuff that actually I say that. I put very little effort into it, to be honest. But anyway, I just want it to be shown and to be public that like, you can do it. There you go, captions worked. So now the captions are showing up here. If you really want to, then wherever it is that you're at, if you want to build an influence, if you want to like have a say and kind of make a change in the world, you can fully do it. The trick is to lower the expectation enough that you take action. Because I only spent those 30 days last year making videos for mental health. 2 years before that, I was literally had my phone, not even wearing a shirt, having random rants about like just crap and just like putting that online just for the sake of no one was watching it. Literally nobody. I'm pretty sure I've got videos on my other YouTube channel that have 0 views. And that was like 2 or 3 years ago. Right? Some people might look at that and think like, wow, isn't that sad? Like, don't you want to have results for what you're actually doing? No, no, I don't want that in my world. I have deep optimism in my capacity to learn what I have to learn. And perfectionism only prevents progress. Perfectionism only prevents progress. Okay, so describe your video. So I don't really understand the TikTok like describe little bit. So I'm just going to say, I'll pull up remind me again, what was it about? Asking well. Why did I call it asking well? Find strengths. Isn't that so much better? It was originally called asking well. All right, find strengths. That's what happens when you're not attached to perfection. It improves. The stuff that you do improves. And I have full faith that eventually one day people will be like, wow, overnight success. That guy has 1 million followers and he's just like, you know, it's easy for some. Meanwhile, I want to film having 0 success and working my butt off for years and putting this shit out there to nobody, because I want you to know that everyone starts with nothing. Everything that's worth doing started in the head of somebody who other people would have looked at and said, what the hell is that person doing? Right? So far out, so many TED Talks today. So now I'm just going to find like a good little snippet that's to do for that. It'll be like from the profile page. You know, so it's like a profile snippet. Cool. And I think it's this one. Yeah. So sounds of suicide is this style, I'm pretty sure. And it's called Asking Well. No, it's called Find Strengths. One. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Cool. So that's going to be like the profile snippet, find strengths. I don't know whether that'll be upside down on your screen or not. Yet to wrap my head around that. And to describe the video, find strengths. So then to describe the video, I basically want to think about what was in that tweet, you know, what was in that tweet? That's like, but on Twitter, on TikTok, people are already watching the video. So it's not like they read the description and then watch the video. It's kind of like they're reading the description while they're watching the video. So hopefully this helps you avoid the feeling of failing someone in their darkest hour. Hashtag for you. Hashtag suicide prevention. Hashtag crisis support. Hashtag support workers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do one more for the sake of it. Hashtag mental health awareness, trauma talk. Yeah, trauma talk. So close my mouth. Cool. Hopefully this helps you avoid the feeling of failing someone in the darkest hour. For you, suicide prevention, crisis support. Oh, support workers was spelled wrong. Support work or support worker. Support worker. More views on it. All right. Zero editing on this. Zero fucking. I literally didn't even edit the beginning or the end. It's got me reaching for the fucking camera. Post. Is that the post button? Yeah. Delete. Oh, okay, well, that was a very anticlimactic. It's not posting. Go back, go next, go post, 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 post. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. It's the first time that I've had this problem. But this kind of shit happens like constantly with everything, you know. I've got like a website, same thing. You want something to work a certain way, doesn't mean it gives a shit about what you want. Well, while I'm waiting, now that it's not letting me post, I may as well hit this button and oh, there's a yep, edit. No, I said that I wouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it. As with everything in life and in suicide. Yeah, I just want to cut so I can go edits. And just split that. Delete that. As with everything in life. Great. So now I'm just jumping right in, sort of thing. And I'm scrolling all the way to the end. Holy shit, it's really long. So now at the end, that would be awesome. Bang, right there. Edit, split. Grab that, delete. Awesome, done. Save. As with everything in life and next. Oh, did the as with everything in life and captions work? Yeah, the captions work. Next. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to save it to drafts and because it won't let me post. Oh, the cover. Reflecting the strength, reflecting the strength, reflecting the strength. Next, 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 next. Turn that off. Okay. Won't let me post. Now, the reason that I don't like doing this, saving it to drafts, is because lately TikTok has been cutting the audio from my drafts. So I'll just do it because it doesn't seem to be giving me any other option. Oh, it's not letting me save it to drafts either. Interesting. Is it because of my internet or something? Next. All right, well, that's not doing that. And I guess I will cut the video there. Thanks for watching. If there's like anything that you want to know, hit me up on whatever social media you prefer. I'm everywhere at the moment. Yeah. Peace. Oh. Oh. Uploading 10%. Cool. It's uploading. Oh, no internet connection. There we go. That's what the problem is. Origin is booting me in and out of the internet. Cool. Well, we'll see. That'll be good to know for the future. So 14% now. Cool. So it's just having a really hard time uploading. Phew. Thanks for watching. Seriously, like, oh my God. I'll let you go now. How do I stop this?